Welcome to the Quinta, and in today's video we're going to get on with covering up the roof and doing the insulation. And there we go, all finished. Not too bad, not all the birds' mouths are absolutely perfect, but they're plenty strong enough. And I ran out of wood, so on the ends, maybe you can see better down this end, I actually had to make up some beams, but that's all right. Oh really? Oh really? So I'm just going to make a template, because I'm going to put the battens in all the way along either side, and the reason for that is although these are 50 centimeters apart and that's the right size for the insulation, I want an air gap underneath and an air gap on top, so we get some circulation and of course a bit of insulation from the air gap as well. Clamp it to stop it jumping. Now also, this is going to give me the opportunity to get some extra bite for the plasterboard that's going to come on the ceiling here, because we're going to 99% sure not going to have any of this wood visible, because we've got this lovely old stuff which is going to be visible. Kindling. Let's go and test it. So just in case I decide that I'm going to put plasterboard in between the wood, I'm just going to leave it a little bit higher, but honestly the chances of that are slim to non-existent. The other thing having an air gap is going to allow me to do is to put any cables and gubbins behind the plasterboard so they won't be visible. That's obviously a good thing, as long as you remember where they are. Right, where's my hammer? There's the hammer. so that's rinse and repeat of all of that all over again many times. I'll spare you that. Of course, once I've marked up one, or I've got one that is the right length, I don't even need to draw a line. I can just use the saw to mark it. Put that on the end, hold it nice and firmly, and just run the sword out. Move it away. And match it up so you get the right length, and go to the other end. What's actually quite a good idea is always to use the same one for marking out, because otherwise if you swap each time then you do get some run out and you'll find that things will change dimension. So there we go, that's the concept. I'm gonna just test fit a bit of insulation now to see how it goes in. And here is the insulation that I'm going to be using. You might have seen it on some other channels. It's a locally produced expanded cork product, and yeah, it's only 5 centimeters. I might double it up, but just for the moment, let's see whether it fits. Ooh, nice. Well, that's, if I do say it myself, absolutely perfect. These end bits, I'll probably pack it out with a bit of wool, you know, rock wool. Wow, how does that look? Check it from the inside, shall we? There we go. So have an air gap, plasterboard will come in here, and as I say, we'll sort something out down that end in due course. You can probably tell it's quite late in the day. I've actually just finished doing the joists, so this is the previous videos actually not even edited yet, and this will be the next one. So yeah, I'm gonna probably leave that for now and come back to it tomorrow. So we'll see you in the morning. He's upside down. What are you doing? You're a good boy. Yeah. Yes, you are. So here we are tomorrow, sort of. Yeah, it's going in all right actually. It's nice and easy to cut. So yeah, let's get on with a bit of that.
הפנים אחרות מצלמה מתרחקת, חצוצרה מיותמת תקעה, עננים לוהטים תפאורה מדויקת בסרטי הרקיע שקיעה. הפנים אחרות הבאה מאוכזבת והאור אז ימוג ויחדל, קרוסלה של גן ילדים מסתובבת, כל סוסי העץ רצים במעגל.
broke out a little bit, but hey. So you do get some dust, of course, but unlike the expanded polythene or polyurethane foam stuff, it's not that horrible one that gets you in the back of the throat. So yeah, I do recommend this product. It's pretty good. Get that bit up.
אל תפחד, לא נשארת בחוץ. מצלמה מן הגב בתנועה מאופקת מתקרבת אליך כעת. הסתכל בה ישר ככה טוב ובשקט, כן שיחקת אותה באמת. בן אדם תתאמץ עוד מעט, קצה הדרך.
I rather like the way it looks.
החידה לחיטה, תעשה מזה סרט. אל תפחד, לא נשארת בחוץ. אל תפחד, לא נשארת בחוץ. בפנים הבעה של כאב, ובלי הגה אין תנועה, אך הצל מתארך. התמונה כמו קפואה, הדמעה מתפוגגת, ועכשיו לאט לאט לחייך. בן אדם תתאמץ עד הקץ, קצה הדרך אין סוס עץ, תהיה או תחדל. זאת הדרך שלך, כן ניסית אחרת, ושמעת את צחוק.
What are you looking at? Is he a good boy?
ושמעת את צחוק הגורל. בן אדם תתאמץ עד הקץ, קצה הדרך אין סוס עץ, תהיה או תחדל. זאת הדרך שלך, כן ניסית אחרת, ושמעת את צחוק הגורל. כן שמעת את צחוק הגורל.
If you'd like to support the channel, I've actually got a book out. It's called Diary of a Psychopath, and the details are down below. And also there are channel memberships, so if you'd like to see videos ad-free, then please do consider a click on that as well. Thanks very much. That was a much more pleasant job than I thought it was going to be. Most of them I didn't really have to cut down at all, so that was a bonus. Right, on to sheeting it now. The next thing that I'm actually going to do, some people will say it's not necessary at all. And yeah, I guess you're right. But I'm going to put some OSB up on the roof. And there are various reasons I actually do want to do that. I could just put on the Tyvek or whatever the material is called, the waterproofing membrane, and batten it and have done. But I want to take advantage of this air gap, hello number 3, and obviously if it is open to the elements, it's not going to be as good. Hello, you're going to come and sharpen your claws on my roof, you little rat. Excuse me, that's insulation, not platform. Oh, terrible animal. Right, where was I? Number 3, come here. Come here. Right. And the other reason I want to put up some OSB is to stop the cat doing this, of course. Yeah, and the OSB itself does have a small amount of insulating power to it. So, yeah. Oh, I've got a fly in my ear. What is going on? What? This is supposed to be a serious enterprise. Yes, it is. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put a batten in place so that when I put the board up, it doesn't just slide straight off, which would be a shame. So I am going to have to fill in a little bit. I'm not too worried about that. It's going to be at the bottom, and that way I can actually leave it open. And I'm actually going to also put some on here and squirt in some of that lovely, environmentally friendly expanding foam. And that way, that should stop any movement at all, because obviously it's a natural material. As it dries or absorbs water, and as the wood moves, I don't want it to slide down and negate the effect of the insulation. Oh, not one of my favourite materials to carry around at all. What are you doing? Covering up the scratching post. So without that batten there, that would have been a real slog. Let's get a few nails in it just so it stays put. And I'll come back and I'll put some screws in it a little bit later on just to make sure that it can't pull. Yeah, rinse and repeat on that really. When I do the other side, of course, I'm going to be really careful. Excuse me. So this dust from this stuff, it's not as bad as the normal insulation though, but I should put a really decent foot stop on there so that I don't just fly off the edge. A bit dodgy otherwise. Right, frankly, that'll do for today. I'll see you tomorrow. What did you do?
צף על קרן סתיו, בוא אליי יפה עיניים, נשימת תינוק רכה, קרן יער רחוקה שרה, קח אותי. כוכב פורח, כתם שמש מתלקח, בצלילי המצולה, כשומע מקהלה שרה, בוא יפה עיניים בספינות חלל, ובריח גוף כאין חשמל ונוגה, בוא כמנגינה שלא נשכחת, בוא אליי פשוט כמי הנחל, כמו אל מים. צף על קרן סתיו, בוא אליי יפה עיניים, בנשימת תינוק רכה, קרן יער רחוקה שרה, קח אותי. אור כוכב פורח, כתם שמש מתלקח, בצלילי המצולה, כשומע מקהלה שרה, בוא יפה עיניים בספינות חלל.
So there we go, that is watertight. Pretty good stuff. So I'm pretty glad that that's done. That was a couple of hard days work actually, but it all came together pretty satisfactorily. I'm just going to go and do the other side, and then next video I suppose we're going to be putting some tiles on it and maybe even making a start on the inside. So please do hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Take care of yourselves. Yeah, so the outdoor aubergines, I have done some producing, but not nearly as much, or not as big anyway, as the ones that were inside. Right, so I need to collect some seeds from these ones. Hello little Pidge Podge, how are we doing in there? Are you alright? Oh, you've kicked your water over. Right, I'll come and sort that out in a minute. So some of you anyway, are going to new homes pretty soon. It's exciting, isn't it? Some of you going in the freezer. What you woofing at? What you woofing at?